I'm Dr. Bill Durston, and I'm running for Congress in California's 3rd Congressional District. I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran of Vietnam and an emergency physician. I'd like to show you a clip from a debate that I had with my opponent in 2006.
What do you propose doing about the problem of corruption in Congress, specifically legislators beholden to special interests and lobbyists?
Plan to run for Congress.
But this is really what this race, my candidacy, is all about. It is about taking back our government for the people, of the people, by the people. My opponent gets large amounts of contributions from political action committees that have ties to big business. He introduced an amendment to an already weak House ethics bill that would allow congressmen to continue to take trips paid for by special interest. And according to an article in the Sacramento Bee, he's taken 10 such trips over the past year.
At least 4, if not 6 of those trips that are counted as special interest trips are trips that I take to return to Los Angeles to sit on a private foundation that gives away $7 million in grants to educational programs around this country. They pay for my plane fare, and they pay for me to stay overnight, and yes, they give me a meal when I'm at the meeting. That's hardly high flying. I don't know where to begin with your responses. I'll put my record of honor on the table anytime you want to put yours. Don't question me about things that you misstate.
Actually, I may have misstated the facts. According to the watchdog group Legistorm, Lungren had taken 16 trips paid for by special interest, not 10, and only 4 of them had anything to do with sitting on a board to give away educational grants. And he didn't stop taking trips after our debate. Watch this segment from a recent Charles Gibson report on ABC News.
Tonight, a report on how an influential congressman enjoyed an all-expense-paid luxury trip despite new rules designed to keep lawmakers from doing exactly that. Last year, Congress passed the Honest Leadership and Open Government Act, an ambitious attempt at ethics reform aimed at stopping abuses of lobbyists paying for congressional members' travel. Did it work? Chief Investigative Correspondent Brian Ross caught up with a congressman while Brian was on the money trail.
Before the new ethics law, this fabulous resort on Hawaii's Big Island, with its beautiful beaches and championship golf course, was a favorite place for aviation industry lobbyists to bring members of Congress for a long and free winter weekend. But where there's a will, there's a way, or at least a loophole, as the man in the bathing suit found. He is Republican Congressman Dan Lungren of California, a member of a key subcommittee that deals with airport issues. Lungren and his wife flew here first class because of a bad hip, he says, and had 4 days in Hawaii without spending a dime of his own money.
How you doing?
Back in Washington, Lungren, now sporting a full beard, defended the trip.
Organizations have their conventions usually at nice places, and I'll admit, I like to go to that particular one.
Lungren spent about a half hour talking with the group, and much of the rest of the time he could be seen around the pool, where he says he carried out important discussions.
I don't understand why you have such a big deal about pools. I'm a California kid. I grew up around pools. We do a lot of business around pools.
And the way Lungren got someone else to pay for it was simple. The airport executives and lobbyists didn't pay for his travel directly, but instead arranged to hold a $1,000 a head fundraiser at the Hawaii Hotel. Then all of Lungren's travel costs, some $5,000, could be legally charged to his campaign.
It's a shell game. It is still lobbyist money influencing lawmakers.
If they had their meeting in Los Angeles,
or Pittsburgh,
I would have gone to their meeting in Los Angeles.
Pittsburgh in January, you would have been there?
I probably wouldn't have been in Pittsburgh in January. Do I look like I would go to Pittsburgh in January?
But Lungren says if asked, he would be glad to be poolside at the same conference in Hawaii next winter.
I've repeatedly challenged Dan Lungren to debate me again in 2008, and he's ignored those challenges. I need your help to send Dan Lungren packing on a permanent vacation. As a U.S. Congressman, I'll work to take back our democracy from the special interests that career politicians like Dan Lungren represent, and to restore government of, by, and for people like you and me.